People of the internet, welcome to the Rebel Label podcast. This is R.E.B.E.L. Thank you for watching. Today I have a wonderful guest with me by the name of...
John Wayne Gacy.
Get the fuck out of here. You're done. No, you already been canceled. All right, so what's your actual name?
Lowercasej J.
All right, fucking good. So where are you from?
Portland.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
You fucker.
Yeah. I'm actually from California. I just decided to come here and ruin everything. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I came here to prove the Portlanders right about all the Californians.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. So what got you into what you're doing?
Ari Grove.
Yeah. Am I the one?
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So what do you do? Why don't you tell people what you do?
I make music.
That's it?
And art, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do fucking just a testament to what kind of rapper you are now. I'll never forget when we were in the studio and you said, "Yeah, this song was inspired by Sylvia Plath and shit."
Yeah.
And suddenly I was like, "Damn, when did you get literate? Like, when did you start reading shit?"
Yeah, it was time. I dropped out in the 5th grade, So I was like, I should probably learn to read and write now.
That's a good call. That's a good call. So what fucking rap projects have you been working on?
Recently, I've been listening to Oblivion Access by Lil Ugly Mane. So I've been making a bunch of sonic art shit. A lot of it's just a lot of distorted white noise and wind chimes and shit. And then I don't know. I've been making these compilations where they're 6 minutes long, but it's split up where it'll kind of be some weird instrumental part, and then there'll be a little bit of rapping. I've kind of been doing that, which is I don't know. I don't really know what I've done. I've been making a bunch of shit. So
fuck yeah. So is music your inspiration to start reading and writing?
Yeah, I was I don't know. I can't really freestyle all the time, so you gotta write.
No, absolutely, because when you're starting off, you're not gonna be Jay-Z.
No.
So you gotta learn how to read so you can write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just using hieroglyphs for the longest time. You know what I mean? I was on my Egyptian shit. I was using a stone tablet in the backyard, but it all worked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No. It's yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Exactly. So why don't you tell us about the album you just dropped?
Yeah, it's called A Collection of Shit, which is literally what it is. It's a collection of shit. There's a few things on there, there's a song, it's called Mutilation. It's just a compilation of Star Trek clips, and I don't know, they're war sounds, but I'm pretty sure it's just audio rips from Saving Private Ryan. I'm pretty sure. And then there's that, and then Gam Gam's Collage, which is just an 11-minute song of different instrumentals I made. There's some kind of sick poems in there because they're so distorted, but if you actually listen to them, they're they're pretty fucked up, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing that strikes me about the album is that immediately you have this crazy sonic landscape and it's all super dark, but you actually have some really good profound shit to say. Was that a conscious decision or?
No, I just to be honest, I didn't start, so I produced the whole thing, and I didn't actually know how to make beats until relatively recently, because I was trying to make beats for a while, and I had no idea when anything was supposed to hit, or so it was just it sounded like someone was taking a shit, it was god awful. And then so I learned how to produce, and then I kind of I got into this flow of flipping piano samples that I would find from different jazz music, and some of them were just Logic loops that I liked, and so I started flipping them in so I was distorting them, reversing them, doing that kind of shit, and then I started realizing that they all were kind of dark, and then so I was kind of I should just use some contrast of maybe say something that's relatively inspirational, so it's not the whole album is just it just so it doesn't seem like it's completely depressing, but most of it is pretty depressing, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's just cool to see like you put out your first album and just have it be cohesive.
Yeah.
You know
I was a little worried because I was like, this is kind of a little bit all over the place. So I kind of had to work on what songs I was actually gonna put onto it, and also like what each song was gonna be and like where it was gonna be in the project. So like it kind of went together, but yeah.
Well, it's almost to the point where like if you make something so random, then people are gonna expect that, and then it fits together. You know what I mean? So like you got to make sure people are on their toes so that they're gonna fucking expect anything, you know, and like be ready for that shit. Yeah. But what was your experience like growing up in Portland? Like, did you grow up in like the Portland area or like around there?
A mix. I was born here, and then I lived in like Tigard till I was probably like 2, and then I lived in Bend, and then I lived in Washington for a little bit, and then I moved back here. But my grandparents lived here, so like throughout my life, I was honestly here for like most of it. But I don't know. Portland music scene is kind of like, it's weird because like there's like artists that are like relatively big in Portland, and like some of them like, but they don't want to like represent Portland because they're either not from here or like they're just not trying to do that, which kind of makes sense because it's like Portland's weird because like I don't know, it seems there's like such like a big like indie like kind of rock scene and stuff, but there's like nothing really going on for rap, and so I think it'd be cool to see if like people would like get together and like actually like do something to like put Portland on the map, sort of like for rap music. But I don't think there's a very distinctive Portland sound because there's no like distinctive accent or like anything like that. It kind of is just like,
yeah, absolutely. We basically speak like generic American.
Yeah,
you know, and that's just like kind of crazy to me. I don't know. Sometimes I think about like the Pacific Northwest as like, I don't, just some different ass shit from like the rest of the U.S. You know?
Oh, definitely.
Like 100%. Just because like everyone, even just from the U.S., migrated here. You know you know what I mean? And when you go back and people that say they've been living here for a while, like, oh, that's only a few generations. You know what I mean? And even by American standards, like that's not a lot.
Yeah, on my dad's side of the family, my great grandpa came from Sweden to come here. And so, like, that's only, like, 4 generations?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how many on my mom's side of the family, but, yeah, it hasn't really been that long of, like, people actually being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see any, like, gatekeeping in the Portland scene?
Describe gatekeeping. I'm going to be honest with you. What do you mean? Like, somebody who's, like, ahead of everyone and is kind of, like...
Yeah, no, basically what gatekeeping is, it's that. It's like a few people that like really have the attention of the audience, and then they pick and choose who they really want to put on, and those are the people that like you got to get in contact with in order to like play shows and all that shit. Like that's kind of what...
I'm not really that deep into it.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know like people who would be like, "Oh, I could get you in a house show, blah blah blah," or like anybody that big that I personally know. Like so I don't really know. I mean, also I don't think my music would be very good at shows. It's very like, yeah, it's just not. I don't make that kind of music. I wish I did sometimes. I wish I was like I can make some catchy shit, but I'm also like when I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's something to say for like just trying to go your own way, you know, and like build your own fan base and like something you want to do.
Right now I'm just trying to like give like let people know about my music and stuff. I don't know. Right now I'm just kind of like maybe working on another project because I just been making a bunch of beats and writing some shit recently. So right now I'm kind of just like trying to, send my music out to people and let people know, what I'm doing.
Trying to get a Grammy.
I'm trying to get a fucking Nobel Peace Prize or something, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Be the first artist to get a Nobel Peace Prize in science for my album.
Yeah.
Because that shit was just mathematics.
Shit, dude.
Go add up the bars.
Straight up, dude. I'm fucking sound like a grime rapper. I'm gonna be doing hella math.
Do you think that rappers don't talk about humanitarian issues enough?
What, like women's rights and just people's rights in general? I do think that like respecting women within music is kind of like it's just not really apparent. Like, just like I don't know, cause like even like I mean I say the word bitch and shit, and like yeah, like that's kind of disrespectful, but like I'm not usually like calling women bitches, but I just use the word.
Yeah.
But like the like the content or like the meaning for it, like it's usually against like a woman being stupid or some shit.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of disrespectful shit like said within rap music about women, especially like objectifying them like a lot. Um, but I also think people like, did you see the game when he was like going off on Kodak about it?
Yeah,
about
no,
what he said about Lauren London.
I did.
And like, number one, it was fucked up that he said that because it was like really like
yeah, the man just died.
Yeah,
like,
like that's terrible.
Yeah.
But then when the game went off on him, I was like sitting there thinking, it's like a lot of people talk about it, but it's like the game is like hands down one of the most disrespectful dudes when it comes to women and like talking about people's wives.
Yeah.
Like he had that snippet of that song where he's talking about like coming in Kim Kardashian's mouth. And I was like, how are you gonna sit here like I get he was your friend and shit, which is like, I mean, I'd be there too if like my friend died and someone said some shit about like their significant other. But like at the same time, it's like you gotta like practice what you preach. Like you can't sit there and be like, you can't talk about someone's wife and then like the next minute be like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck your wife, bro.
Yeah, no. And especially because he did. Like he actually did. Yeah, he actually did that shit. Like not that long ago.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, come on, man. Like you really can't be out here saying that.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like there's a lie.
It's
like,
a lie.
Like you can't do that. Like that's not the way it works.
Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too. On on some fuck shit. But yeah, man, I feel that. And the thing for me too is like SZA's a good example. Like SZA came out with a fucking amazing album not too long ago. Like Control's dope as shit, but dudes just don't listen to that album.
Probably because it's a masculinity thing where they're like, God, that's gay. That's gay. I don't want to listen to a chick. That's gay. Fuck that, dude. If it's fire, it's fire. Like, you can't be like, I don't want to listen to that shit because it's gay. It's like, what? Like, how does listening to a chick, like, how that doesn't make you gay? Like, what the fuck? Like, there's no correlation. Like, if it's good, it's good. You can't, like, you can't help what you like. If something's genuinely good, you can't just be like, I don't want to listen to it because, like, I don't want to be like that dude who's like all feminine. It's like, how does that make you feminine? Like,
yeah, and like, do you feel that female hip artists are taken seriously in hip hop a lot or no?
I think, in my opinion, no. But recently they have been because of like Rico Nasty and Megan Thee Stallion and those chicks. And like their music's fire. It's super dope, and like they go hard. Like honest to God, they go hard in their music and shit. And it's like dope to see that like people like fuck with them, but like girls and guys now. Like it's like becoming more of like, yeah, I fuck with them. But like also some female artists are kind of corny. Like honestly, I really don't like Nicki Minaj. I'm putting it out there. Like I don't like Nicki Minaj, but like Cash Money Nicki Minaj was like pretty fire. Honestly.
Absolutely.
But like now I think she's kind of like corny, and like I'm just like, I can't fuck with you. I can't support your music. Like I don't like you. I'm sorry.
Do you know what's some crazy shit?
Oh, and Azealia Banks, she's a bad person.
Oh yeah.
And she says faggot, and then she's like, I'm biased. Like I get a pass or something. But it's like what? Like
yeah, dude. Some of the shit that like pisses me off is artists like purposely keeping their like sexual orientation ambiguous.
It kind of works though.
Yeah, no, it does work.
Like let's be honest, because it's like it's a mystery. Because it's like.
Yeah, and like not? Yeah, and just like who they like to have sex with and shit. Like they purposely, don't talk about it. And for me, it's like that can go both ways. Because if you're genuinely that, then that's not a problem. But a lot of the times, it seems like a marketing gimmick.
Are you referring to Ariana Grande?
Maybe. I'm referring to a lot of people.
Sneak dissing out here, sending subs out here, dude. Because honestly, the way I felt, I was like. Because, like, I love the memes of, like, what Ariana Grande thinks she looks like, and it's like a black chick or something, and it's, like, true, because it's, like, half the time, whenever I hear music on the radio and shit, I'm like, man, come on now.
She does do brownface.
Yeah,
and that's one thing. She,
like, tans herself, like, way darker than what, like, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. It's like, you're bordering blackface. Like, this is almost offensive.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's like, what the fuck is going 100%. On?
Yeah.
It's like how do you get away with that? Is my question. Like how can all right.
Yeah. I don't know though, because one thing is like she came from the whole Nickelodeon crew with that foot sucking fucker. I don't know what his name is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dan Schneider or whatever.
He had
exactly. A bunch of shows on Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
sucking feet, dude.
And when you come from that pedophile ass shit, I mean, like your brain's gotta be a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and she had some traumatic shit happen, like Mac Miller passing.
Yeah, and the fucking shooting.
Yeah, in the bombing or whatever that happened at her concert.
Yeah, I think somehow we all forget that shit happened.
That did happen. Yeah, no, that was insane. Like,
yeah, I could not imagine how that would fuck my head up if like a bunch of my fans died at a concert. Like, my head would be going 1,000 different directions.
Yeah.
Would you say like there's a reason behind your music being depressing?
I mean, not to be a sad boy, but I think in like most of the time, I'm a relatively like monotone and melancholy kind of guy. Like most of the music I like is depressing. Like I listen to like like fast up, like upbeat, like like happy music, but I can't. Also, it'd be hard to make depressing music at a fast pace because like I would not like. It would be hard to make like a trap sounding song, but like talking about like some other shit, which is also I think a creative reason I do what I do is the fact that I don't want to be like it's hard enough being like a white rapper because like I feel like you have to be genuinely good or else like because like nobody wants to hear some white guy like rapping about like the struggle and like all that shit when it's not true, when it's fabricated. Yeah. Like I swear every time I'm on Instagram, and I hate going on Instagram because of this, I go through like your explore page and there's always those like music pages where you can pay like $20 and they'll post your like song clip for a day or like your music video. And I always see like white dudes and they're always like, I don't know, just like it's like almost just like at this point just like cultural appropriation because like they're walking around like sagging their pants with like fucking grills in and like I don't know, and it's like they like have they use like a different like lingo, but it's like they trying to sound like they're not from where they're from. Yeah, like they put on a voice to 100%. Be who they're not and stuff, and it's like you can't take Slim Jesus seriously. Like you know what I mean? It's like who get like come on now, like, you can't do that.
Yeah, and the whole Iggy Azalea thing, it's like when everyone heard her actual voice, it's like. What?
Yeah, Iggy Azalea. Yeah, her music's pretty trash. Yeah, that's just I honestly can't name one Iggy Azalea song is the thing, but it's like I just know it's like it's not good. Like I know I've heard it and it's just not. I personally don't think it's good. Yeah, it's my preference.
She's dating Cardi though. Shout out to Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, dude, Playboy Cardi. Dude, shout out Playboy Cardi. Yeah, shout out Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, he needs a shout out on the podcast.
Yeah, dude, seriously. I was listening to Dial-It the other day, and like I was like, yeah. I was just like, yeah. I was like, there's a few bad songs on Dial-It to be honest, but other than that, like that was a good first album for Cardi. Like that shit was dope. That was a fucking good album.
Yeah. You know what's weird? Every time I listen to that album, I think of the apocalypse. You know what I mean? I think of like this would be a good soundtrack to like the world ending. Because I think
like when you listen to Long Time and like that's like the siren like letting everyone know like shit's about to go downhill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like people that aren't of color in the hip hop industry, like people seek out dirt on them and like really try to vet their story more so than artists that come from like either African American background or all that sort of shit?
To be honest, I don't have much to say about that because I feel like most white artists like who actually get somewhere, it's like they don't. I feel like they try not to front about like what they're actually doing. Like if they get somewhere, like if they're that good that they go somewhere, like I feel like they're trying not to like lie. But also, I don't know. I feel like white privilege plays into that though in a way because like they can probably get ahead, especially dealing with like if they're trying to get a label, like working with a label, and it's like more of like a in a sense family friendly to show a white person's face. Like as fucked up as that to say, but like true. In a way like I feel like but I feel like a lot of times though artists like in general do get exposed no matter what, especially in this day and age because of the internet, whether it's like who they're fucking or like where they're actually from or like what they've done in their life. I suppose I feel like it's harder to get away with shit nowadays.
Yeah, it's true.
People can hack your shit easily too. I mean,
yeah,
like what the like I don't know.
And once you get to a certain point, like if you fabricated, like your backstory and that you actually struggled to get here, I feel like that shit's gonna come out. And I think one thing also too in hip hop, like, almost feel like for me, this is where I'm trying to change my mindset, because at the end of the day, Johnny Cash didn't kill somebody, but he wrote some great songs about shooting dudes in the fucking face, and that shit is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And no one actually thought that Johnny Cash like point blank shot someone in the face and went to Folsom Prison for it, you know? And that's something that I think about, that it's like, you know what, instead of like me trying to think that that everybody like needs to have that like authentic background, that like I'm just glad these stories are being told, you know. But also too, it's like a double-sided coin, you know, because like, yeah, it's good those stories are being told, but then when that story is being exploited, that's like a whole different thing, you know.
Yeah, like people like, or the legal system using rappers' lyrics or like artists' lyrics against them.
Yep.
And like in court. I think that's a bit unfair due to the sense that it's art, so it's like creative.
Absolutely.
And like it's not like you can't believe like in every song that somebody says, or they're like, how many rappers say I'm gonna fuck your bitch in a song, and like your bitch has not been fucked, or I'm saying your significant other has not been fucked, okay, by that rapper. All I'm saying is like, or we're talking about like they have more money than they have, like they're like, I got like 3 million in the bank. They only have 1.5, but it doesn't matter because it's a lot of money, and they're a rapper, so you're gonna believe them. Point is, if someone makes a song like about like fucking blah blah blah, like I shot this dude, I fucking sold 30 bricks, whatever, it's like, how can like that's not really fair, because like someone could easily just be writing a song about what they grew up seeing and experiencing, but like once they got famous, stop doing that shit. So it's like, why, like, or if it was an old ass song, like why would you bring something up that someone wrote when they were 15, when they're like in court for something when they're 25?
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense? You know what I mean? It's like kind of unfair. Also, I think like it's only against like black artists or like artists of color.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's like
100%.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, you know? So
Yeah.
I think it's fucked. I don't think you should be able to do that. Like, that doesn't like, also, how is it concrete evidence? Like, wouldn't that be circumstantial evidence? Like, they said this,
At
but it's
best,
like, can you authenticate that they actually did this? Can you do that? Like, how can you authenticate that they did it? And then like, you could just sit there and be like, well, they're on trial for fucking murder and they have a song about murder, so like, just put two to two together, dude. It's like, it's fucking math, dude. Like, I don't know. I think you shouldn't be able to do that. I think that's kind of an unfair thing to do.
Yeah.
To be honest, but.
And one thing that no one talks about is like people getting PTSD from living in impoverished neighborhoods and seeing gang violence every fucking day.
Yeah. I know it's true. Cause it's like, I mean, cause when you think of PTSD, you automatically think of like war veteran, right? But it's like, think about like kids in Chicago where like that's like, I don't know if it is anymore, but that was for a while like the murder capital.
Yeah.
And it's like, think about like all those kids that are gonna have PTSD because like they saw someone, like they saw their family member get shot. They saw like a fucking neighbor get shot, and like they have to like grow up in a home where like they don't have that much money, and like they're not able to eat like every day, or they're maybe not able to eat like multiple meals a day and shit. And it's like, and they're forced to like be in these bad situations and stuff. And it's like, I also think that mental illness needs to be brought up more in rap music, because think about all the artists who obviously like are actually from like a fucked up background and they've been through some shit. It's like, think about like how like also drug addiction, because like you always see that as like a big thing, as like rappers promote drugs. I don't really think in a way they promote drugs, but I think subliminally kids pick up on that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of like, that's your choice if you decide to do it or not. So that doesn't really matter. Point is, like, dealing with mental illness, I think would honestly help with like if they have like a drug problem, or like just getting like the right help so they can like be a functioning human being and like working through what issues they had. Because like honestly, like mental illness is really important for like everybody, because like it's really fucked up when like someone is so distraught or their life is like so fucked up, so like someone close to you and like they take their own life, or they just do shit that like harms them like permanently or like for a while. Like that shit's hard to see. It's also hard to see like people around you who are just hurting constantly and like they don't want to do anything about it, or like they don't really know where to go or what to do to like help solve their problem.
Yeah, and that's like unilateral. you know? And like the thing is like mental illness knows no fucking boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter whether you're rich, black, white, poor, you know, if you're a fucking drug addict, like you're a drug addict, you know what I mean? That shit's gonna affect you. But like for some reason, when two different people will do the exact same event, like committing like domestic acts of terrorism, one person will be looked at as having a mental illness and one person will be looked at as, oh, they're just, you know,
piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like also when you look at like when someone gets arrested for murder or something, like, there'll be like a white dad who like fucking chainsaws his fucking wife's head off and like shoves his kids in the oven or something.
Yeah.
And they put like a family photo
and
of like white guy.
How did he turn into?
And then like, but if it's like a black dude who shoots somebody or something or something happens, whatever, it's always a mugshot. It's they never get like a family photo or a school
or it's
photo.
that one Facebook photo.
You know what I mean? And it's always like a shitty quality because they had to zoom in on it to fit it. Yeah, so it's like it looks like shit. Yeah, no, that's always a thing though. Is like whenever a white person murders somebody, it's always like some weird thing, or I'll always be like speculating he has like some sort of mental disorder or something, and it's like,
or they're
like,
call him a genius.
Yeah,
and it's like, what? Like, come on,
what?
Come on.
Yeah,
like,
no, I think it's fucked up because, like, you can't like play one way and like not have it like you can't be like you can't put up that white person's family photo and then the like a person of color's mugshot, like, and act like it's like normal, like it's okay to do. It's like, no, like you should put up the white dude's mugshot or put up like this like whoever's fucking family photo or something. Like you can't pick like that's just because it's racist. It's like
100%.
They want to like portray it as like, oh, this is just like a regular, this is your fucking neighbor, like he just got some mental issue, and then it's like, oh, this person's just like scum of the earth. Like yeah.
And the crazy thing to me is like the fucking New Zealand shooting. They put up his baby photo. Yeah. You know, and like, oh, how did this perfect child transform into a monster? You know, it's like.
Yeah, no, that was because he live streamed that shit and it was terrible.
On Facebook.
It's terrible.
On Facebook Live.
Yeah, I saw a clip of it on Twitter. It was fucking horrifying. It was like, because I mean, I've watched some fucked up shit on the internet, but it was like just knowing that was like so race and like fucking just hate driven. Like there's nothing about that like that man just literally just went out and was like, I'm just gonna kill fucking Muslims. Like that's what I want to do today. It's fucking terrible. Like I don't know. It's just it's fucked up. Because that shit never happens to like Christians or like Catholics.
Yep.
Like everything like that shit always happens to like religions that are like usually with like a race that isn't white. Like whether it's like Judaism or like being Muslim or something, like, but it's like you'll never see somebody go into a Christian church and just shoot up a bunch of white people. Like no one's gonna do that. Yeah. And so that's how you all like, because it's just it's fucked up, especially when you see people who like support that shit or like they don't give a fuck. They're like, whatever. It's like, whatever to what? Like how can you like? That's fucking terrible. Like. And there's fucked up people in the world though,
and there's a lot of those people in Portland that shrug that shit off. Yeah, you know what I mean. And and a lot of closeted Nazis, you know, and like all that shit. And that's the thing too. You know, it's like if you're hanging out with the wrong group of people, you know, and it's like I've been in similar situations to this and heard even more stories. But you know, like a friend of mine's hanging out with a group of people. You know, and like suddenly they're passing a joint and suddenly they go back to some dude's house and he starts talking about, white nationalism and Adolf, da-da-da-da-da and all that shit. You know, it's somebody that you just saw at a fucking house show, you know? Yeah. And like you thought those dudes were cool and they're talking about how they're against rape and, you know, all that stuff. And suddenly when the fucking cards are down, you see people's like real ass face, you know, and that's the type of shit that makes me realize like we live in a different ass place. You know what I mean? Yeah, like dude. The people that are progressive, you know, are like
white, progressive for white people. Like, it doesn't like, I don't know. A lot of people like, because you see that a lot where like for feminist movements, like it's always like it's for like white women. You always see that like white feminism, like where they want like equality for women, but for like white women, like because that's how some people like genuinely feel. Like they don't really care about like other races and shit. And I remember I had a conversation with this one guy after Trump got elected. And he said he's like the only thing he's like he's like, well, I'm not necessarily disappointed. I'm actually happy at the fact that now all the closeted racists will come out because they're gonna have a fucking racist in the office. And then like that's true now. There's people out here who are like, Trump's president, so like I could say whatever the fuck I want. And it's like, no, it's not how it works. But
yeah, no, that shit's crazy. And I like what you talked about, like with feminism and stuff too, because I think a lot of people, like, it's a buzzword. You know what I mean? It's just a buzzword now. But there's a lot of things that are not fucking feminism. Like, I don't think people realize that that's just about like gender equality.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's like unilateral equality for people, whether you're like a man or whatever, to make sure that like everyone has equal opportunity, and that way everyone will be up to standard.
yeah,
Because I don't think people realize that like actual equality and actual freedom is something that very few people want, because people are enjoying their privilege and all of that shit. You know what I mean? And I like what you said too about how like people will so-called be progressive, but in reality they're only for their very specific sect of like whatever that is.
Anglo-Saxon people.
Yeah,
that's mainly what it is. It's just like generic like white people. And stuff, and it's like, I don't know, it's fucked up to see.
Absolutely. No, and I also wish too, because I feel like the majority of people aren't on those extremes. You know what I mean? Like most people like aren't out here thinking like either extreme left or extreme right and ready to fucking like pick up arms and shoot somebody or whatever, you know? But like that's everything that's portrayed by the media nowadays. Yeah. You know, so when we look at somebody, we're going to assume they're of that extremist mindset. Yeah. You know? And like even that's something that I think about in my stereotypes of people and like all that stuff, because you know, whether or not, you know, how progressive you are or whatever, like everyone has stereotypes. We live by stereotypes to exist. And that's just like the fucking, you know, thing that I wish there was more equality with. But do you think that there's actually more talk about what's going on outside of the party, especially in like hip hop and all that stuff?
I do think, yeah, I think there's certain artists, honestly, who do actually talk about what's going on right now and shit. I think there needs to be more though. I would like to see like a lot of, just like, not that it's anything wrong with like making like bling rap, which is what like honestly trap music has turned into bling rap now. It's like bling rap came back, but I think it would be cool to see more people talking about like what is going on, like rather than just like whatever monetary shit they have, like whatever like possessions they have. Like it'd be cool to see like more people, especially what's so cool what Jay-Z's doing with like he's like helping out so many people, like and it's super fucking cool that he's in a place that he can do that now. Like that's super 100%. Dope. Like I think it'd be like cool just to see like more people just like working together in hip hop and like not like beefing over random shit. Yeah. And like I don't know. I also it would be nice, I think, with more like it's not even protest music, but like when I think about like the music from the 60s where that was a really good time like period in music, if you think about it, like how much music was like talking about like what was going on in the world, like all like the flower children shit, to be honest. I mean but like I don't know, it'd be cool to see a lot of people now like just talking about like women's rights, or like I think LGBTQ plus shit should be in rap more. That would 100%, be fucking dope. 100%. That would be fucking sick 100%. If that was in rap. If people talked about that more, or they talked about just like equality for everyone, like I'm not like, I mean, for men and women, all different races, whatever, like if you're non-binary or like if you're trans, whatever, all that shit, like that would be cool as fuck to see people like making music about that. Yeah. That probably won't, because like there's like a stigma in hip hop of like being gay, and like there's so many like songs that just like were super homophobic like back in the day. Like I feel like it now you don't really hear it as much because it's like there's like that's a huge community who has like some sort of power now, because you can't just say the same shit, like true, you know, the standards have changed, and why shouldn't we, you know, raise the bar even further? Yeah, that would be cool to see that shit. But I do think there are people in music or like in rap today who actually talk about shit like, and shout out to Kevin Abstract for talking about sucking dick in his raps. That shit goes dope. Hard. That's just great. Shouts out Kevin Abstract, bro. Shouts out Frank Ocean, dude. Frankie Ocean. Frankie Oceans. Yeah, shout out Frank Ocean, dude. Yeah, for keeping it always ambiguous. Shout out to Tyler for keeping it ambiguous too.
Facts, yeah. I feel like that's the one thing that I love too, because Tyler's basically been trying to come out of the closet for like a very long time.
Yeah,
but he's always joking, so his like no one is taking him seriously.
Yeah, but he's like I'm really like I'm serious about this, and I'm like I'm fucking Tyler again, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
This fucking guy. He's like, no, I'm genuine, like I'm serious, and they're like, this fucking guy, man.
I feel like certain people might be afraid to actually talk about being an activist and shit, because then you immediately have a fucking target on your head.
Although I do think the whole 21 Savage thing where he talked about immigration and then they were like, yeah, fuck you, no, we're going to deport you.
Yep.
I think that was definitely like an act of like the government was like, nah, we got to shut him up.
Oh, yeah. No,
so like
100%.
I think it would be hard, but I think it'd be hard as fuck if you had like a gang of people just like talking about what's really going on and how they really feel about like America, and it's kind of like,
yeah,
it would be hard to.
Yeah. But that 21 Savage shit, you're
21 Savage. That was definitely
100%.
They did that on purpose. Yeah, he was teaching them how to like
financial literacy.
Yeah,
that's what I fucking.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, no, seriously. Shout out to fucking 21 Savage for actually preaching like financial literacy and trying to be about your business, owning your masters. Like,
you don't need to have jewelry too. He was talking about doing the same thing, putting like owning shit rather than just having stuff that's gonna lose value.
Yeah. No, he's a fucking smart dude. Like, and one thing that's amazing to me is like how everyone turned that whole like it's a knife thing on his forehead and all that stuff into a meme, and like when he actually talks about it, like
it's sad.
Yeah. No, that shit is like very real pain, but like it shows you the type of like person that he is, that he likes that it's a meme. Because
he also liked the British memes.
Yeah,
those were funny though. I'm gonna be honest, like
they were.
Because I was like I should feel bad, like because like he just got locked up, like, but also like these fucking like British memes are pretty fucking funny. I was like I can't help but laugh right now. And then he came out and was like, yeah, no, those were pretty funny.
Yeah, no, and it's just some like
memes are a part of rap now though. Memes are a good way to market.
100%.
There's so many rappers who are famous because of memes now too.
Yeah, and the industry's like trying to get on that shit.
Yeah,
because it's just good marketing. You know what I mean? To get your song on TikTok and to get the whole like like dancing university campus, like some fucking. You saw that shit?
Yes, the fucking. Shit, I was like, this is over. Like, why'd you have to ruin this?
The dance is dead. The dance is dead. Why'd you have to cancel this shit for everybody? But yeah, man, we've had a fucking dope conversation today. I'm glad I have you on. But why don't you let the people know where they can find you?
On Instagram at lower.caseJ, and then on Twitter it's at McLovin1289. But my name is Jasmine Hanahan on there. So follow that. I'll be tweeting random shit at random hours of the day for no reason.
Fuck yeah.
And then follow me on MySpace.
And go listen to the album.
Oh yeah, go listen to the album. It's out right now on Spotify, Apple Music, like Tidal, all that shit. It's not on SoundCloud. I kind of stopped using SoundCloud. It's kind of pointless now, but
true.
Yeah.
Say the name of the album again.
A Collection of Shit by Lowercasej.
There you go. Look that shit up. As always, my name is Ari Grove. Thank you for watching this amazing podcast with me. You can find me at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good shit. Look me up. My fucking phone number's on there. If you want to get on the podcast, hit me up. I'm the person to talk to, all right? Thank you, and have a great day.